Tzvi Lebetkin, the Rabbi from another planet. Please like, share, and subscribe, and ring that little bell. Ring the little bell so you are notified when new videos drop. So this, in my mind, this is kind of like an extra video, right? I don't really need to put something out there. I got my, I'm not sure what's my main. Okay, here's my methodology. I like to put out at least one main video a day. It's like a longer one. I normally put that around 3 p.m. UK time, and you know, that's the way I like to roll, baby, right? That's the way I like to roll with that. And then I put out other videos. Oftentimes they're taken from my live streams. I don't, you know, clip bits out, put a little introduction and you know, ending onto it. You know, so I do that a lot. So the video I was going to put today as my main video was talking about the Doctor Who magazine comic strip and how that's filling in a gap for fandom, sort of. And, you know, I think that's kind of like, that to me, I think is the biggest news. That's the most important news to deal with. However, it's from my live stream I did, on Saturday, I think. It's a long video, right? It's a good video. And I just, like, want to put out original content every day, right? I just, you know, it's my work ethic. I feel guilty not putting out original content. But what am I going to put out? I already put this. That's kind of like my main video. So I'm just going to doing stuff that I wanted to get to, but I haven't really found a reason to. So this is going to be another video looking at the media lambasting the Jodie Whittaker, Chris Chibnall era, absolutely hating it. There's too many of these articles to go over, right? There really is. And frankly, I'm sick of talking about it, right? I'm really sick of talking about it. So, you know, this is my little extra video for today. Fine, before we get into it, like, share, subscribe, comment, all those things are, oh yes, they're Fan Dabby Double Dozy, baby. Thank you very much. If you don't know what Fan Dabby Double Dozy means, go and look it up on YouTube. There's so many great moments that you're going to enjoy. And then, you know, if you want to really enjoy yourself, search on YouTube for was it Emu and Grot Bags? What's the name of that emu show? Where there was like an evil witch with, I can't remember, but that, plenty of fun. Lots of fun for all the family there. Fine, like, share, subscribe, comment, that's basically what I'm trying to say. Comment, let me know what you think. I still got about 10, 15 comments from yesterday. I feel bad, right? I have to answer all the comments. So like, share, subscribe, comment, sign up myself, sign up to my Instagram. I've just opened an Instagram, and I'm really liking Instagram. I'm going to be putting exclusive content on Instagram. I had no idea how much of a flexible format is, and it really kind of leans into me. It's like it's made for memes, it's made for pictures, and so my thumbnails basically work very well there. I'm making these short 1 minute videos. YouTube likes it, right? YouTube likes it when I make not called reels, shorts, right? YouTube go like, yeah, more of that, right? And my subs have gone up because of it. So I'm trying to put those out. So at the same time, I'm putting those also as reels on Instagram. But I found on Instagram you can put out up to 10 minute videos. I believe Twitter, when they bring Twitter Blue to Israel, please, Elon, mate, I know you're dealing with a lot of crazy stuff, but I just want Twitter Blue here, right? I'm going to be putting that content there as well. So, sign up my Instagram, it's in the video notes, also my Substack, also in the video notes. Today I got a bit of a light day in terms of things I need to get done, so it's always a way, right? When I have a schedule that's like full, I normally get done with everything early. I'm like, well, I guess I could work something else now, right? With days when I think I'm going to be kind of empty, that always takes me all through the day. So hopefully I'm going to have a good 2-3 hours day to write, because I've really got this short story that I got to write for Dr. Alex, his new collection. It's a fun Capaldi story, which I am a third the way through writing and having a blast doing it. Fine, so I'm hoping to be able to get that done today. That's going out my Substack. It's in the video notes, my email newsletter. Put out a bunch of extra stuff there. You know what I put on my Substack yesterday, which I found really interesting, because they did a video about, is Paul McGann returning to Doctor Who? I hope so. That'd be wonderful. So I put the link to that live stream, that video that I was going to do, and also I pulled out from Doctor Who magazine the post-mortem of the McGann movie from, was it 97, I think, 96, 97, when it became apparent there was going to be no TV series, right? It was like like the morning after, they called it, with morning, MOURNING. So I put tons of extra stuff on there, and my paid one is, yeah, you can pay me. I won't stop you. Fine, like, share, subscribe, comment, Substack, Instagram. Where's my Instagram? I think Instagram Rabbi from Another Planet, I think. You should find me there. Fine, let's start looking at this article. And look, I just want to show you how many freaking articles I have to choose from. I got this one. Tokenism, racism, and unfunny jokes. How Doctor Who failed its first female Doctor. Well, in all fairness, she kind of failed herself as well. But yeah, I mean, look at this. It's like, it's tokenism. This whole picture is pure tokenism. Not one of these people were hired based purely on their acting ability. They are hired primarily on their identity, right? And it showed, right? Absolutely showed. What was this junkie? Never heard of it. We got this one. Doctor Who, Joe Martin's fugitive doctor deserves so much more. Not really, but I'll take it. 8 unanswered questions from the 13th Doctor era. Again, they're never going to be answered. Forget it. They're going away, right? But instead, I think we're going to do this one, right? The Doctor Who 10 biggest mistakes of the Chris Chibnall era. Everything Chibnall got wrong during his time as a Doctor Who showrunner. Only 10? Really? You could do one. He was shit. I mean, I don't know. Only 10 seems a little bit light to me, but let's have a look. Oh, by the way, I know my other rules for videos. I normally try and let my main video go about 40 minutes, right? I want to give some... I like putting on videos, like longer videos when I'm working. It's kind of like talk radio. I don't like the shorter ones, but I try and do a variety, right? So I don't know how long this is going to go for. I normally, again, I aim for at least 40 minutes. If I get done in 20, that's just the way it is, baby. Okay, that's just the way it is. I'm sorry, go watch my other video. Fine. So everything Christian did wrong is showrunner. How did this go wrong? Well, again, I think that answers your question, but okay. Lifelong fan Chris Chibnall came into Doctor Who ready to shake up and reinvent the show for 2018 onwards. I would say, in Chris Chibnall's defense, and I can't believe I'm defending him, Doctor Who has always been on the cutting edge of television, right? It's always been on, maybe not in the best ways, but it's always been on the cutting edge of where the trends were. Even like the mid-80s Doctor Who, right, where things were much more gritty and violent, right? It's always been on that, like, cutting edge. And this, so too here, listen, we've all lived through the last 5 years. We've all seen this trend go all the way through everything on television, which is essentially tokenism, right? So much tokenism and so little storytelling and so little proficiency in storytelling. That's really amazing. Like, how are you so crap at this? It was the absolute unprofessional nature of these stories that blew me away. Right from the outset, when Jodie Whittaker's casting, Chris Chibnall set out his vision of the all-new version of Doctor Who, and continues to challenge and surprise viewers right up until the last second of his final episode. No, he didn't challenge. And he didn't go, I challenge you to like this. And we go, I can't. So, no, I can't like it because it's unwatchable garbage. Okay. It's, and look, yeah, did he challenge viewers by, like, taking their balls with stuff they wanted? Like, not me, obviously, but the purple-haired weirdos that call themselves Doctor Who fans. They're like, oh, yes, Phasmin! Give me Phasmin, baby! I need more Phasmin! Phasmin me, honey! Phasmin me! And they didn't get it. I mean, they got, like, oh, God, I hated it. The picture of Yaz cradling the Doctor after she just got zapped by the giant ball of light fur, whatever it is that made her regenerate, cradling her like a little baby. That is not sexual love, right? That is somebody wanting to be infantilized and looked after and scooped up. That is not romantic love. That is not procreating love, right? And generally speaking, these people have no idea what love is. I mean, it's really freaky, but they genuinely don't. These, again, the purple-haired weirdos. Like all of us, however, Chibnall wasn't immune to criticism. Sorry, Chris. I mean, like, he's pretty immune to praise. And in the process of attempting to redefine the show, made several mistakes, which angered fans across the world and the BBC, right, who I think fired him. I think he wanted to stay for 5 years, and that became a 3 and done, packed and out, baby. No. You huge. And frankly, as well, I think the BBC takes a massive lion's share of blame. But yeah, the BBC never forgives people they've wronged. I wonder if that's going to be true of Chris Chibnall. I think he deserves another job, even though he did a terrible job in Doctor Who. I think he did exactly what they asked him to do, right? He was hired to do this. It was just, they're all morons. They didn't realise that nobody wanted to see it, right? Their big plan was, everyone's going to watch Doctor Who, whoever it is. Same with Star Trek, same with Star Wars. All the boys are going to watch it anyway, because it's Star Wars, it's Doctor Who, it's Star Trek. They're going to watch it, so let's completely feminise it, right? And then we'll get girls watching it. Result? No one fucking watched it in the end, did they? No. No one's interested in Disney Little Princess Leia. No, we all wanted to see Obi-Wan Kenobi being Obi-Wan Kenobi. No. They had too much Disney bloody Princess Leia. Leave us alone. So he made several mistakes, which angered fans around the world. I am an angry fan. Some of these missteps were small, like continuity issues. Well, fuck you. It might be small to you, mate. Saying the Doctor's now an infinite black woman, which is essentially what she was. The Doctor's had infinite lives. Only 11 or 12 of them have been white men. All the others are stunning and brave, not white men, right? Anything other than white men. Or slightly altering arcs of popular characters, whereas others had huge implications for the canon of the entire show. Annoyingly, several of these new ideas are left unfinished. Yes, because he's achingly unprofessional, right? He's very, very, very unprofessional. Several new left unfinished by Chibnall at the time of his departure, with little chance of incumbent showrunner Russell Davies exploring them. Yes, na-na-na-na, hey, goodbye. The list is entirely meant with love. I know, I'm more like with the spite and vitriol. I'll add that in for you, darling. I'll add in the spite and vitriol. Don't worry, I'm here to help you out. As it's always sad to see a showrunner depart. Why? He was awful. There was jubilation around the land, right? There was so much cheering and waving flags. But these are a selection of the biggest mistakes Chibnall has made on Doctor Who. Okay, just a selection. No returning villains for season 11, and they were so confident about that. We're going to bring in a whole new audience of stunning and brave little girls that we're going to make to get invited. They could be doing STEM subjects. They're going to break the glass ceiling and change all of the future. No, the only future you changed was making Doctor Who unpopular. The Pating. What a piece of shit that was. One of the unwritten rules of Doctor Who is every Doctor must face off against an iconic villain in their first series. No, it's not. No, it's not. I mean, okay. What was Pertwee's first series? You had all new villains, right? You had Silurians, right? You had Autons, Silurians. Was it Inferno? Yeah, that was new. And what else is there? There must have been a Mind of Evil. No, Mind of Evil must didn't come until next year. What was it? I don't think anything was returning. Right? Was it? Now I'm going to have to look it up. Doctor Who episode guide. Now I could just turn around and go to any of the million episode guides I have, literally behind me. Right? But no, I'm too bloody lazy. I'm going to Wikipedia. Third Doctor, season 7. Spirit from Space. No, new. Okay, Autons were new. Silurians were new. Ambassador Death. Forgot the great episode. Very Quatermassy. Inferno. Yeah. Okay. All new. Era is all new for that season. The Autons returning and the Master. You got Claws of Access. All new. Colony in Space. Demons. Okay. 2 years of completely new Doctor Who. All of it brilliant. I'm sorry. All of it was freaking awesome. So what are we up to? The reason that gives fans who may be unsure of the new Doctor a reason to watch, to see our new Time Lord fares against a well-established show. Well, that is what Troughton's first story was Power of the Daleks. right? However, Chris Chibnall decided that his debut series would not feature any returning past villains. I mean, really, don't you think that what's it called again? Resolution was in that first season? I think so. In place of Autons and Cybermen, we saw Tim Shaw and the Bating. Oh, yeah. People are going to be talking about Tim Shaw and the Bating 30 years from now. Not, right? And the Thagerians. Oh, God, they were so awful. I'll just stand here and do nothing. Look, India, white people are bad. Isn't the brown people killing each other? The white people are bad. But it's the brown people killing each other. It's the white people that are bad. Oh, okay, Thagerians. While these battles were serviceable enough, no, they unfortunately didn't give anybody a reason to tune in and see how Jodie would handle them. Badly is how she handled it. The decision was also short-sighted because of how reliant on classic monsters Chibnall will become. Yeah, when they realised how completely they failed, they thought, you know what, maybe we should, try and reverse track. And I was optimistic for season 12. I really was. Schmuck that I was. But I was genuinely optimistic. By the time of Flux, the show once again wheeling out Weeping Angels and Tyrants and Daleks, as well as the Master and Jadoon in Series 12. Yeah, look, they were desperate, right? The choice of axing classic creatures also makes Series 11 stick out when compared to the rest of Doctor Who, and not in a good way. Yeah, it was... These are all boring enemies. What do you want me to tell you? They were dull. Come on. There we go. Too much universe trotting. Was that really a problem? I don't know. One of the brilliant elements of Chibnall's tenure was he left. Was the variety of gorgeous locations filming around the world. Yeah, the resources this worthless piece of crap got was, I would say, somewhat obscene, right? Sadly, though, the globe-trotting, or rather universe-trotting of the era once again proved that it's possible to have too much of a good thing. Oftentimes, in Series 11, especially in Flux, we were greeted with a totally new setting, captioned with some yellow text explaining to explain the time period and location. This was even the case with The Power of the Doctor, which featured several titles explaining various locations. Didn't really explain anything. On occasion, these titles were great and very much needed, but they often showed that the narrative of a given story contained too many strands across too many separate locations. And well, he'd worked out that if he just got to move quickly enough that people wouldn't notice that he couldn't string together a plot without there being plot holes. I don't understand how the script editors looked at that and went, oh no, that's fine, right? That's fine. Finally, the picture opens up. Oh, go away. Too many occasions. On occasion, these titles are great and very much needed, but often they show the narrative was given of a given story contained too many strategies, blah blah blah. Which didn't keep the people engaged and interested in the episode. Yeah, also because they weren't characters, they were just ciphers. They were normally just skin colours, right? Or genitalia. The universe trotting has started to hurt Chibnall era towards the end, and even became a joke amongst fans as how many different locations Chibnall could throw into any given story. The yellow text became tired and redundant trope, but glad to see the back of. A tired and redundant trope that we're glad to see the back of? I think you're talking about Chris Chibnall himself, are you not? Is it opening up next page? Yeah, we go, doing. A lack of returning writers. Well, they're all a little bit problematic. That Mark Gatiss, he may be gay, he may like to suck a dick, but he's still very white. Oh, I'm very male. Oh, so white, so male. Such a shame. So instead, Christian was said, oh, you know what? I'm going to get political playwrights, which are all weirdly, coincidentally, not going to be white men. Just get how it worked out. It's a weird coincidence, right? The appointment of Christian saw a whole new team of writers being brought into the fold, none of whom, apart from Chris Chibnall himself, had ever written for Doctor Who before. And it showed. They were all shit, right? They were all shit. I think Joey Wilkinson probably had the best chance of having a workable script. I think if she was with a competent showrunner, they could probably have beat the Witchfinders or whatever it's called into shape. But still, you got Jodie Whittaker, who was very miscast. But anyway, while all the writers that have worked on Doctor Who during the era are phenomenal in their own right, no, they're not. I'm sorry, Rosa was a piece of shit. I mean, it really genuinely was a piece of shit. Legend of the Sea Devils was a piece of shit. I'm sorry. And again, I understand you had an Asian or gay person help write it because you had a gay scene in it. But they're still unwatchable pieces of shit, right? Well, all the writers were doing as in their own right, they seem drastically different under them. What the show seemed drastically different. As a result, the casual viewers and long-time fans switched off and stopped watching the show. Yeah, because it wasn't very good. Due to the writing, we also saw the Doctor in several situations which were, well, undoctor-like. What you mean the time she committed genocide, or the other time she committed genocide, or that third time she committed genocide. Oh, she's got so much hope. Oh, hope. Oh, so brave, so hope. Such a genocide on the Daleks' assignment at the end of Flux, and the other flat out ignoring Graham as he confides his terrified of cats returning. That was the worst moment in Doctor Who. Even the BBC must have been unsure the direction Christian was taking the programme, as the appointment of the former showrunner Tzvi Lebetkin feels like an attempt to put Doctor Who back on track. Oh, I wonder why it feels like that. Because it is! Oh, the denial of reality, right? It's that denial of reality that just makes me crazy. Alienating casual viewers with deep lore. I guess so. I mean, you also alienated non-casual viewers as well, like, intensely watching viewers with your revisions on deep lore, which weren't very good. And that's really the bottom line. I think Doctor Who is flexible enough. You can really do pretty much anything with it, right? I mean, you could do, like, murder mystery. We've seen them do pretty much anything with it, right? And you can, I mean, there's many different takes on Doctor Who, but the bottom line is it's got to be good, right? I think if Deadly Assassin wasn't very, very good, it wouldn't be so fondly remembered, right? It was very good. Whereas this stuff wasn't. Why? Because Christian McCart Wright, and much like Eric Saywood in 85, he was using, just Eric Saywood used violence and a more, I'll say, violent and sexual themes, and sexual violence. Vengeful and Varus is very creepy. Because they weren't ideas of what to do, and I think Christian will use identity politics because he just didn't know what to do. One of the greatest strengths of Doctor Who used to be that anyone, even channel hoppers, could tune in to a random episode of the show and have it make full sense and tell a complete story. That's certainly what Rusty Davies is going for with the David Tennant specials. Oh man, I can't wait to. I wish I could fast forward to next year because I really want to see how it's going to. I think it's going to be good. The Chris Chibnall era is different, however. In series 12 onwards, he became obsessed with lore and continuity. That his episodes just flat out didn't make any sense unless you seen a large chunk of either classic or modern series. No, they just flat out didn't make sense, right? There was no caveat to make it work, right? No, they just flat out didn't make sense. Where are we up to? A perfect example was The Power of the Doctor, which gained so many references and callbacks. Well, that was different. It was a 60th anniversary. It was very much an anniversary one and wrapping up the era. Right, again, I can't believe I keep defending it, right? And it was a piece of shit. I keep defending it. That honestly, that's how good I am. Unless you ever previously studied the end of Series 12 and the classic series, it could be incoherent what to watch. Even if you had done, it was incoherent to watch. The return of the Lone Cybermen and Cybermasters also left the casual visuals in the dust, as they had not been mentioned in the program for well over 2 years. And they weren't even. It wasn't even the same Lone Cyberman, right? It was a different one. It was a clone of him or something. Gallifrey, destroying Gallifrey again. Yes, boring. Everything about this era is just boring. At the beginning of season 12, the Master shows the Doctor that in an ultimate act of defiance, he has destroyed Gallifrey. How? Who knows? He did this when I just want to be clear. If anybody needs help working through this, my working theory right now is this era didn't really happen in the same way the Virgin New Adventures didn't really happen. They're in a pocket universe, although I think that they are more real than this. I think all this is a construct in in a like parallel in a pocket universe created by the toy maker or whoever it is to weaken the Doctor to the point where they can imprint this David Tennant variant on top of it, right? That's what I think it's going. Something along those lines. At the beginning, so he showed that he did active ultimately destroy Gallifrey. He did this when he uncovered the truth about the Doctor, which he shares with her at the end of the series. Now, this may have seemed like a cool idea for Chris Chibnall to implement, but all it actually did was throw away years of world building and plot that Russ T. Davies and Stephen Moffat had built up, right? And he didn't even have to look at it that closely. It was just an underpinning that really worked. After being destroyed by the Daleks in Time War, in which the Doctor fought and is a veteran of, Gallifrey is saved in 2013's Day of the Doctor after being frozen in time. The status of Gallifrey is explored over the next few series, with the Doctor returning there in season 9's Hellbent. Then along comes series 12, and the Master has been able to single-handedly destroy Gallifrey with absolutely no issues whatsoever. Well, we don't know, but apparently so. We don't even get to see what happened, and now it's been destroyed again. It has been brought back again, and we're going to see if we're ever going to see it. In short, the plot was completely and utterly redundant. You know what? How I hope Russell T Davies retcons this era away? Just contradicting it in the narrative, right? Wait a minute, Gallifrey's always been here. You know, like, I think that'd be fun. Too many companions. Another radical idea from Chris Chibnall was the plan to introduce 3 regular companions for the first time in decades. Well, you know, some of the best stories had in the modern era had many companions. I mean, you got Amy, Rory were pretty much a fixture in the TARDIS. You had Captain Jack with them. You had was it Donna, Captain Jack, Rose. All flying the TARDIS together. It was fine, right? If you can write characters, it's fine. It's not a problem. If you can't write character, you know, it's not going to work out that great. For the time in decades, it was an attempt to make the show more of an ensemble piece. No, it was an attempt to have a much more racially diverse cast. God, yeah, I'm looking at Whittaker's face here on this picture. What are you thinking, darling? Are you going for a blank moron? Because it's kind of how you look, right? I've noticed that's how she looks in most of Doctor Who pictures. She doesn't know what to do, right? She can't conceive of the character, so she doesn't know what to do. More of piece as it was in the William Hartnell, as it was during the tenures of William Hartnell. And the past series of and the first series of Peter Davison. Sadly, though, this meant the TARDIS was heavily overcrowded throughout much of Jodie's run. In series 11 and 12 featured Graham, Ryan, and Yaz alongside Jodie, meaning they often didn't get many lines, and they had and had very little to do as individuals. I mean, no, it's just he can't write. Jackie, Rose, Mickey. All those people were juggled, all given something to do, and you cared about all of them, right? Don't hide bad writing, right? An inability to do your job behind, there's just logistics, there's too many. No, it was just he can't write. And frankly, even with 3 companions, he should have been able to sort it out, right? So yeah, series 11 and 12, blah, blah, blah. As a result, the companions were never... And when you had less of them, they were worse, right? When you had Yaz mooning over the Doctor, it was actually worse, if you can believe such a thing. As a result, the companions never really saw much character development over the first 2 series, neither did the Doctor. This was somewhat rectified with the departure of Graham and Ryan. Yeah, on your toes, Graham. I'm Ryan, mate. Let's get out of here. But in the very next episode, Dan joins the TARDIS crew, and all seems too busy again. There's only 2 of them now. Okay. Only in the last moment of Jodie's finale do we get a brief moment with the Doctor and Yaz saying goodbye. Yeah, it didn't really work, which is incredibly touching and emotional. No, it was. I mean, it's emotional because we're all ecstatic that she's leaving. And something that Chibnall certainly lacked through most of its episodes. I mean, again, I will say the best episode he did was his last one. Not exploring the Roof Doctor. Yes! I mean, just, I say... from a dramatic point of view and also an in-story point of view. How did they just go, oh, goodbye, we don't know who each other is, bye-bye? Because he planned to do more. He thought he was doing 5 years. That's how. In Series 12, Future of the Doom, we're introduced to a totally new incarnation known as the Future Doctor, played by Joe Martin. Much better than Jodie Whittaker, but not very good. The Future Doctor is an incarnation that the Jodie's Doctor has no recollection of, with the hope of being a character that will be explored further down the line. No! Sadly, apart from brief roles in The Timeless Children and Flux, the Chibnall never properly explored, never explored in any way, shape, or form, or gave us any insight in the character or where she fits in the expansive canon of Doctor Who. This stuff isn't real, right? In my head, that's how you deal with all the continuity errors, right? This is a false reality created by assuming the Celestial Toymaker. I deny this reality. Me too, mate. Me too. There was even more baffling at the end of Future Doom. The decision was to introduce the Doctor, leaving fans to assume she'll probably be explored and integrated into episodes to come. With the casting of David Tennant in the three sixth anniversary episodes, and the next Doctor being revealed as Ncuti Gatwa, it means that it's unlikely Rusty Davies will ever bring back and properly develop the future of the Doctor. There is some hope that Big Finish Audio Realm, however. Yeah, no, they are doing 2 box sets. I'm really intrigued to see how it's going to go, right? I really am. I'm genuinely intrigued to see if they're going to sell. I think they'll probably sell better than the Sacha Dhawan ones. I think the Sacha Dhawan ones will probably sell better than this. But I don't know. And also, tell you, that price increase Big Finish just had is about 10-20%. So for a download, an average release is $20 now for me, right? Around $20. Used to be about $16. Makes a big difference, right? It makes a big difference. Like, I'm like, do I want that Time War thing with Cass? I don't know. Do I? $20. It makes a big difference. It's not a no-brainer anymore, right? And it's just a small increase, but man, I bet that's going to hurt them. Ignoring the consequences of the flux. Well, ignoring consequences of everything, really. I mean, everything was very inconsequential. For the first time since the classic era, Series 13 saw an entire series dedicated to one storyline, the flux. Okay, so fine. Let me plug this again. Dr. Alex, is this season 13 or season... Yeah, this is season 13, right? He's done... Season 13, season 14, season 12. Wait a second. Here. I'll have a look inside to see which one this is. Chapter 1. Fine, yeah, okay, so this is season 13, right? So this is a Capaldi Doctor and Alex Lees who wrote this. Very good, and it's free as a book on tape right now on YouTube, right? Who wrote it, tried to do the same thing that Chris Chibnall was doing and make it one narrative. Only difference is it's really good, right? It's imagine Philip Hinchcliffe and Robert Holmes writing for Russell T Davies. That's the vibe that you get, right? It really is like that. It's very, very good. Anyway, it saw the Doctor battle against an ancient foe while mysterious forces known as the Flux rip through the universe, destroying several planets and civilizations along the way, and completely forgotten about. The consequences would surely have massive repercussions for the series, right? Nope. As a climax, I'm sorry. If I hear anything that's vaguely rude, I'm like, oh. I can't help. I'm just going to tell you a personal story that I realised, no, I can't tell that in public. Okay? What a shame. At the climax, I said it again, I'm sorry, of the final episodes, after much of the universe is destroyed, the Doctor uses a passenger to absorb and stop the flux, but the 13th Doctor's next few episodes, the consequence of much of the universe being destroyed were pretty much never mentioned again. Yes, even the Master doesn't mention the flux in Power of the Doctor, and nothing is said of the consequences. It's because Christian basically worked out to write it like a young reader's comic book, like a comic book for like a 7-year-old. So it doesn't, maybe less than that, so it doesn't really need any explanation or to make sense. It's pitched about the same level as I will say, like Masters of the Universe. So, something along those lines, right? That's how I would describe it, right? And that's basically, the quality of writing throughout. It really was kind of Masters, and I don't want to diss Masters of the Universe, but Masters of the Universe has never been known for like its strong intellectual prowess. So where are we up to? Even the Master doesn't mention the flux and the power of Doctrine. Nothing is said of the consequence of it. Earth seemingly has no recollection of the events of flux. Like all the Lipari spaceships forming around it, the takeover of the Sontarans. I mean, look, this is a time travel show. You could have just written your way around it, I guess. Like the future of the Doctor, it seems unlikely Russell T Davies will ever revisit the flux or its consequence again. Well, listen, if Chris Chibnall's not revisiting it, what's the odds of Russell T Davies revisiting it? I mean, I think relatively low, quite frankly. Don't you? Yeah, I think relatively low. Doink! Number 2, the Doctor and Yaz not getting together. I mean, really? That's a fair point, right? It is a reasonably fair point. They did build it up from nowhere, and it was a major part of Flux. And then they were like, oh no, I'm scared. I'm scared of relationships, me or Icky Thump. Oh, I'm a scaredy cat. It's not really that heroic. Since her introduction as a companion in the Woman Filled With, there's always seemed like there was more to relation between the Doctor and Yaz than was presented on screen. Well, not really. The romance between Manticore and Jodie Whittaker's characters was also teased several times through season 12. I mean, it's getting this silly, smirking nod to camera, like, where's we're doing it? But due to the initial overcrowding in TARDIS, it was never explored in detail. No! It's nothing to do with the overcrowding in the TARDIS. It's to do with Chris Chibnall's lack of ability to write bloody TV. All right? That's really what it's about. It wasn't until after the events of Flux that John Bishop's dad pointed out that Yaz had feelings, and he outed her, which is a big no-no. The feelings between herself and the Doctor were obviously there. Yeah, well, the point where she was masturbating to some weird hologram of the Doctor did somewhat give it away. Weirdly enough, Manticore being in love means having a face like you just swallowed a wasp all the time. Right? That's not what it should be like, right? Being in love is nice, normally. And she should do something about it. Sadly, though, this meant there was only 2 episodes left to be explored in. At the end of Legend of the Sea Devil, these feelings were slightly addressed, and they hired a gay writer, lesbian writer, so that she could basically write that scene. Where the Doctor said she wanted to remain in the friend zone. Then at the end of Power of the Doctor declares that she has to do a regeneration on her own. Why? Okay. Yes, then breaks down in tears and leaves the TARDIS in a massively emotional goodbye. I didn't notice it being emotional at all. Which seemed way too little, too late. After teasing their romance for 3 full series, it was disappointing that Chibnall chose to leave things as the Doctor and Yaz's relationship could have been something really special had it handled differently. I mean, I don't know. Good special or bad special? My mind is on bad special, frankly. My mind is on bad special. Thasmin. They are mad they didn't get Thasmin. That is true. Will they ever get Thasmin? No. It's gone. It's gone, and it's never, ever, ever coming back. And number one is, of course, the timeless child, the pointless child. Oh, look at Jodie Whittaker trying to do a bit of acting. You give it up, darling. This is not for you, okay? This is not your bag, darling. Without a doubt, the biggest crime of Chris Chibnall's era was the season 12 finale, The Timeless Children, which you all said was stunning and brave. Didn't you at the time? Oh, so stunning, so brave. The Timeless Children. In it, Chibnall decided to rewrite the entire history of the show in a move so brazen BBC had to issue an official statement afterwards. And they're just forgetting it ever happened. It's gone. Like this whole era, right? This move was the idea of the Doctor was no longer an ordinary Gallifreyan, but actually a mysterious child who could regenerate. He's back to being a Time Lord again. and eventually become the blueprint for the DNA of the Time Lords. This meant that there are potentially dozens of incarnations, millions of incarnations of the Doctor before William Hartnell's first. A horrible idea. The idea that the Doctor was an ordinary being who stole a box and ran away is now gone. But I honestly like the wander in time and space, like the without having an agenda. I like the lonely god idea too. I think both of them actually work quite well. I like that Doctor Who could be both, right? Be honest with you. But now it can't. Now with this stupid idea. But it's gone. It's retconned away. In its place was a confusing backstory that canonized several throwaway lines from the classic series. Great. Not really. Again, they like to say, oh, the Morbius Doctor's explained. No. It's a bad explanation. I'm sorry. A much better explanation was the mysterious faces we saw in the mind-bending tournament between the Fourth Doctor and Morbius were phantom regenerations conjured by the Fourth Doctor to throw off Morbius. And Paul Cornell's idea, right? That was Paul Cornell's idea. So, who I don't really like, but a good Doctor Who writer. The whole of Series 12 have been building to reveal, and through a dialogue-heavy, clunky episode, Chris Chibnall destroyed much of the show's credibility and continuity in one story. It's almost impressive when you think about it. Not really, no. No, it's not impressive. It's impressively bad, right? It's impressively bad. So the 10 biggest mistakes of Chris Chibnall, well, they did miss out this one. This one, I think, is a much bigger mistake. Tokenism, racism, and unfunny jokes. How Doctor Who failed its first female Doctor. Maybe I'll get to this article one day in the future. Maybe I won't. Who knows? Or dares to dream. My name is Tzvi Lebetkin, the Rabbi from another planet. Thank you for joining me. Like, share, and subscribe, and ring that little bell. Ring that little bell so you're notified when new videos drop.